If you feel exhausted on your search of finding a spouse and you feel like you're running on a hamster wheel and everything you're doing is just not working, I want to show you in this video the reason of why you feel exhausted in finding a spouse and how to overcome it in a way that feels like, okay, I can do this. Like, I get why I'm exhausted and I get why everything is just like feeling so stuck. So, most of my videos that I've made so far, in the beginning, I need to focus on setting the right mindset, setting the right intention before you even go out there. Because if you don't have the right mindset, it will feel like you're just throwing spaghetti against the wall and nothing's sticking, and you're just like, again, running on a hamster wheel, nothing's working. And one of the reasons of why you feel exhausted is because you're more focused on the outcome than the process of and the journey of making it work. And your intention is not in the right feeling, the right setting. And I'll explain this more in a second. But part of this, right, the way it looks like when when you're not in the right mindset is like, I just want to get married. The purpose is I just want to get married, right? Let's say that's your mindset. I just want to get married. What happens is when that's your only purpose, every time you go through something that doesn't work, it's going to feel like you're failing in your purpose and it's going to feel really exhausting. And part of that, every time something doesn't work, the thoughts that come up every time something doesn't work, right? Naturally, you're going to feel disappointed, but also on top of that, you're going to feel like, well, what's wrong with me? Like I should be married by now. Why isn't it working? If I just acted different, then I would have been married by now. And this is why this is the whole community's talking about me. And then like now you kind of go spiral into like I'm just gonna die alone. And that in and of itself is exhausting. Not the talking to people, right? The part where you really just like go down that spiral, that is what we can control. That is what we can change. And the like a more healthy, natural way of going about this is would be, every time something doesn't work, you just feel disappointed. Reframe it to what you need to be and move on. But sometimes people kind of carry the weight of every failure that they've been through, where it becomes really exhausting over 5, 10 years. And so that's why we need to change. So when you're more focused on the outcome, it's going to feel exhausting. And as an example, right, I was talking to one of my amazing, beautiful clients, and she has a really sharp eye for art. She loves art, she loves beauty, so she loves going shopping, right? She loves going thrift shopping specifically. And she loves the journey of just going in there and just exploring because there's no outcome in mind. She's just more of like, let me see what's in there. And when she has that attitude and that mindset of like, let me just see what's in there, maybe I could find something really nice, or maybe I couldn't, maybe I won't. So she goes in there and she looks through all the junk and she recognizes there's a lot of junk because that's as expected. And because of her, she knows that she has the patience to see that it requires you to go through a lot of junk in order for you to find the gem that you're looking for. And you can't find a gem if you go into the thrift shop thinking, all right, I need to find it now, and you're not willing to tolerate the obstacles and the junk that's in there. So me as an example, I hate going to thrift stores, right? I go in there, I get overwhelmed. I'm like, screw this, I'm out, and I just leave. But I'm missing the point, which is to find the gem, you have to kind of go through and explore and see what you can find. And for her and the process of looking through the junk, she's like, she loves it because she gets to, have ideas and she has an imagination. She gets to explore and see. And so who gets the result, right? She does. She gets the outcome of actually finding the gem she wants in the thrift shop. Versus me, on the other hand, I'm just frustrated. Like I just came in here to find a nice jacket and I can't find it, so I leave. And I'm not patient enough and I just get frustrated with the whole process. So I just don't like thrift stores, right? That's I just avoid the whole thing. So I just sit at home and buy uh, things directly from the store because I can't handle it anymore. My point here is when it comes to marriage and like let's say going to marriage events or, going through the apps, you are looking for your needle in the haystack. And this is a method that is, if you want to Google this, it's called burn the haystack method. It's founded by someone, can't remember her name at the moment, but pretty much what she's saying is if you want something, like you have to find the needle in the haystack. That means you have to ignore the junk. Like you're just gonna, if you're only focused on the junk and making it mean that like, oh, look at all these people that are not for me, that means it's not meant for me, and you kind of beat yourself up over it, you're going to feel exhausted. Versus like, no, I'm just here to, you know, I'm here to find the person that I want. Now, here's the thing. Your purpose, the thing that drives you is what gives you energy or what doesn't. Now, if your purpose is I'm just here to get married and it doesn't matter if I become a better person or not, I mean, these videos are not for you anyway. But if your purpose is I want to become the best version of myself so I can have an amazing, connected, beautiful marriage, now we're talking. Now, what does that actually look like? It looks like every journey that you're on, you're going to do the best that you can to enhance yourself, no matter where you're at. That means if you're going out there talking to people, your mindset is, I'm here to become the best version I can be. I'm here to improve my skill of rejection, my skill of communication, my skill of how to reject someone, my skill of showing up the best authentic version of me, my skill of becoming, the person that I've always wanted to be. What skills do I want to improve on? How do I want to dress? My confidence, all of that. When that's your main driving purpose of like, I want to become as close as I can get to the characteristics of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that's a lot of work. It's not just, oh, let me just get married. It means like, every interaction I'm in, that's going to be my purpose. Every person I talk to, I'm going to see what can I learn that I can improve for the next person if this doesn't work. And so when that becomes a purpose and you're detached from the outcome of marriage and you're detached from when it happens, and for more on that, watch my previous videos, then it feels so much more lighter. And I'll tell you right now, when I made that shift before I got married, everything just felt so much easier. It felt so much lighter. I wasn't frantically feeling like I have to be on the apps or I have to keep looking. I was just like focusing on my own life. I was enjoying the journey. I was enjoying who I'm becoming. And I was seeing, okay, who wants to join me? Let me see. Oh, there's this guy who's interested in, let me see. Let me see what this is about. Oh, nope, I don't like that. This, nope, I don't like that. And you keep kind of like you're moving forward, you're progressing. And every time you talk to someone and you're like, oh, is this it? Oh, okay, what did I learn from this? I learned that I'm not the best communicator, or I learned that maybe when someone ghosts me, I feel really triggered. How can I work on that? And then you work on that. And the next person you talk to, and you get so much better with time that you become you become proud of yourself. And we are not reaching for perfection. I really don't want people to hear this and think, okay, so you're saying I have to heal, like be perfect before I get married. And no, I'm saying the driving main purpose is that you are trying to become the best version of you. And when that is the purpose, that is very different than your purpose of I just need to get married. And so why is this so important? Because even after you get married, inshallah, um, you are going to encounter a lot of obstacles that you need the skills of what you learned before marriage in order to have a beautiful marriage. And some people don't do that, right? And so they have a really struggling marriage and they're like, I don't know how to communicate my needs and my wants and all of this stuff. And they haven't built the confidence enough to do that. And so they struggle with it inside the marriage. Now, this is why it's so important to recognize what your purpose is right now. Because let's say you say your purpose is I'm here to worship Allah, but your actions don't reflect it. Your actions reflect I'm not married. Why am I not married? So we have to change that, right? We have to change it to I am here to become the best version of me. Why? Why is it important? Because if I want to be happy in my marriage, this is what I need to do. If I want to be happy in general, not even in my marriage, if I want to live a happy life, then that means I have to focus on becoming the best version of me. And then, when you make that shift, that's when things feel so much easier. And you also work on, how do I talk to myself after I get rejected? Or when something doesn't work, what do I make that mean? That all contributes to your feeling of exhaustion, or if it's fun, or make your feeling more meaningful. Okay. So main message is, when you're focused on the outcome, it will feel exhausting. And how it looks when someone's focused on the outcome, I don't know where to find them. I don't know how. This is like, if this is a crisis, I don't know what to do. And like, you're more focused on like, why isn't it happening? You're focused like, what this needs to happen now and it's not happening, I'm behind. Versus when you're working on the best version of yourself, you're more operating from, I don't know when it's going to happen, but guess what? I'm going to live the best life I can live, and I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And I'm depending on Allah to send him when he feels that it's right. And that's it. That's all I need. And you rectify that intention. You keep practicing that. And, you'll have moments where you feel disappointed that you're not married, and that's okay, but it's not the driving feeling. Your driving feeling is, I'm here to work on myself to become happy where I am, not when I'm married. I hope you recognize that. And if this doesn't make sense to you and you feel still really attached to why am I not married yet, I really advise you to listen to the previous videos that I made. And inshallah, with the next coming videos, I'm going to more shift from, once you understand the mindset stuff, to shift into more practical ways of, okay, but like, what am I looking for, and why, and what's important to me, and your values and your priorities, and what does it look like to to operate from the best version of yourself, because that is the best screening tool to actually find the spouse you want. All right, inshallah, that helps. My group coaching still coming up, there's still some spots left, and so you can sign up on my website for that. And inshallah, I'll see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum.